Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYS FANS. Let's get to the news now. Hold on, because what I'm about to tell you might just change the way we see our secondary, and maybe even the entire defense for the foreseeable future. Rumors are swirling around a potentially blockbuster trade that could shake up the entire NFC West and beyond. Reports suggest that the Dallas Cowboys are exploring the possibility of acquiring Patrick Surtain II from the Denver Broncos, and fans, this isn't just some idle speculation. The buzz is real, and the potential impact is enormous. If this move comes to fruition, it could be one of the most significant defensive upgrades in recent Cowboys history, and it might even set the tone for the team's championship aspirations in the coming seasons. So, what's all this about? Well, sources close to the NFL say that the Cowboys are considering offering a first-round pick along with a second-rounder to Denver in exchange for Surtain. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Is this really happening? Why would Denver trade such a promising young corner? The answer lies in the Broncos' current rebuild mode. Denver is sitting at 5-8, and they're clearly in a phase where they're trying to retool the roster, especially with cap space being tight. Right now, Denver has around $4.5 million in cap space, and they're focusing on extending players like Nix, their standout defensive tackle, rather than trying to keep their secondary intact. Denver's secondary, by the way, has struggled a bit this season. They're letting up an average of 6 points per game, not exactly the kind of numbers that turn heads, especially when you're trying to compete in the AFC West. The team's focus is on rebuilding around their young QB and trying to develop a scheme that's more aggressive. They're looking ahead, making strategic moves that will give them assets for the future, and that's where Surtain comes into the picture. For the Cowboys, this is a golden opportunity. They're 6-7 after trading Quinnen Williams, and they need a lockdown corner to solidify their secondary, which has faced injuries, notably Diggs' ankle issue. Bringing in a player like Surtain could be a game-changer, a true shutdown corner who can lock down top receivers. Let me tell you a little more about Surtain's career so far. He's been impressive, with 290 tackles, including 200 solo, 14 interceptions, 65 pass deflections, 5 forced fumbles, and 4 touchdowns. His PFF grade has hovered around 82+, which is excellent for a young corner, and he's shown consistent growth. In 2025, he's played 14 games with 36 solo tackles, 4 interceptions for 60 yards, 18 pass deflections, and 2 forced fumbles. His overall PFF grade was 78.6 with coverage at 76.5 and run defense at 77.3. Statistically, he's a player who can elevate a secondary. His EPA per coverage is 18, and he allows just a 48% completion rate when targeted, with yards per target sitting at 5.9. That's elite stuff. Now, I know some of you might be wondering, why would Denver trade such a promising young star? Well, reports suggest they're not convinced their current scheme is sustainable with their QB situation. They're looking to move some pieces, especially on the offensive line, and the secondary, despite Surtain's talent, might be seen as a position of surplus for them to get draft capital. They're focusing on building around their young QB and trying to develop a more aggressive, scheme-oriented defense. For the Cowboys, this potential acquisition isn't just about adding another talented player. It's about transforming the entire secondary. Surtain would bring a level of lockdown coverage that could really elevate the defense. Think about it. A corner who can reduce yards after catch by 23%, similar to what Metcalf did in 2025 with the Seahawks, and who can lock down top receivers. His ability to cover deep routes and shut down big play threats would allow the Cowboys to be more aggressive up front, knowing they have a true number 1 corner back there anchoring the secondary. Experts are even drawing parallels to the Quinnen Williams trade, which finally unlocked the Jets' defensive potential, boosting their wins and making them more competitive. The same could happen with Surtain, especially given how he can elevate the defense against the pass, forcing turnovers and creating a more intimidating atmosphere on the field. His 7 career interceptions in the playoffs alone show that he's a player who rises to the occasion when it matters most. This isn't just a move for the regular season. It's a statement that the Cowboys are serious about contending for a Super Bowl again. The impact of adding Certain goes beyond just pass defense. His presence would help reduce EPA per pass from -0.10 to -0.15, meaning the Cowboys' defense would be better at limiting yardage and scoring opportunities. With a more complete secondary, Dallas could focus more on pressuring the quarterback, freeing up Micah Parsons and others to get after the QB without constantly worrying about blown coverages. Plus, with Certain's ability to mentor younger players like Bland, the Cowboys' secondary could see a renaissance reminiscent of the 2018 Super Bowl-winning team, where stability and elite coverage were the hallmarks of that dominant defense. Looking ahead, the Cowboys' Super Bowl odds could see a significant boost. Currently listed at plus 8,000, some betting markets now have them moving closer to plus 3,400 if this trade goes through. That's a huge jump, and it's not just because of Certain's talent, but because of what he symbolizes, a team that's all in on winning now. With the playoffs approaching, adding a player of Certain's caliber could be the final piece of the puzzle, especially against high-powered offenses like the Chiefs, where elite coverage can make all the difference. In the grand scheme, this move could set a new standard for the Cowboys' defense, a new era of lockdown coverage reminiscent of the best units in recent NFL history. Certain, as a modern-day Gilmore, could help anchor a secondary that's been inconsistent at times this season. His experience, combined with his youth and talent, makes him a perfect fit for Dallas' rebuild efforts. It's about creating a culture of excellence, of demanding the best from your defense, and of building a team that can contend deep into January and, hopefully, bring home that elusive 6th Lombardi trophy. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet. The trade talks are still ongoing, and a lot can change before the deadline. But if the Cowboys pull this off, it might just be the move that cements their status as serious contenders once again. Imagine Certain lining up on the outside, shutting down the top receivers week after week, giving our pass rush even more room to breathe. That's the kind of impact that could redefine what the Cowboys' defense is capable of in the near future. And let's not forget, this is about more than just a single player. It's about the message it sends to the rest of the league, and more importantly, to our team and fans. The Cowboys are serious about winning, about building a team that can compete for the Lombardi again. Certain's addition could be the catalyst for a defensive renaissance, a return to the dominance we saw in 2018, but with a modern twist suited for today's NFL. So stay tuned, Cowboys fans. We're watching this story unfold, and I'll keep you updated with all the latest developments. Whether it's rumors, confirmed trades, or game-changing signings, you'll hear it here first. The road to another Super Bowl might just have taken a significant turn, and Certain II could be the player who helps us get there. Remember, this is a team that's always fighting, always striving, and always looking for that edge. And right now, that edge might just be a cornerback from Denver who's ready to take our defense to the next level. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster trade? Do you think Certain can be the missing piece that takes us back to the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Keep supporting the team, and let's keep dreaming big, because the Dallas Cowboys are always aiming higher, and with moves like this, who knows? Maybe this season is the one where we finally bring home number 6.